March Public Works and Planning Committee meeting. I am sitting in for Commissioner Allen, who is sitting in for Commissioner Phillips, and I'm going to ask Commissioner Robert Stevens if he'll open us in prayer, please.
I will. Let's pray together. Lord, we thank you for this opportunity to come together tonight. We're thankful for this great county in which we live and the great people that we're fortunate to represent here. Lord, I pray that we will hear our information tonight and make good decisions, and that we'll be respectful and deliberative in all things that we do. Keep us safe, and pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Commissioner Stevens. We're going to jump right into what I hope is going to be a productive meeting for us and for the citizens. So we need to approve the minutes from last month. I hear a motion to approve the minutes for the February.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Proper second for Mr. Sereno. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All right, item number 1 on our agenda, thank you, is the improvements to Jefferson Pike for State Road 102 all the way to 840. So, Dale, if you don't mind leading into that for us.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I have just one copy of the set of plans for this. In order to start this procedure, the improvements from Jefferson Pike, as you said, will run from Smyrna to the intersection of 840 to the beginning of McCormick's subdivision there. And so we have to, the mayor needs to sign a contract with the state. This contract does not obligate the county for any money or anything. The state's doing the whole project. But in order for them to start buying the right-of-way as depicted on the drawing, they need this particular document in place, which is standard for all the TDOT projects they do in the state. So I'm here asking for permission for the mayor to sign this to get our project started.
Any questions for Mr. Corbett?
I'd just like to say it's a very, very long road on this right here, and heck, I'm all for it myself because it's out my way and out towards Smyrna too.
Right.
So,
How long's that been in process to where we're finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel?
This particular section, I know has been in place for 6 years. Bob Reed and I met with the state out in Smyrna when they initially started the design of this particular section. The redesign of Jefferson Pike itself has been in a process, one stage or another, in excess of 15 years.
Pretty long time to wait on a yes.
I make a motion to approve this. Right
Proper
here.
motion from Commissioner Black. Is there a proper second?
Second.
Mr. Jernigan, thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any discussion? Pretty simple.
I've already got it.
You already got one?
Yes, she's got one.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Corbett.
Could
Go
I
ahead,
ask
Commissioner.
Dale, have they said anything else about, have you heard anything else about them maybe after this, till they get to, I know they're doing it in phases, but have you heard anything about on down the road as far as that goes?
Well, in all the meetings I've been to, they haven't mentioned the next phase. Doug may have more information. It goes to the MPO where they put this on the tip
Right.
to move it up. So I don't know what the status is of the next phase or how far it goes.
I went down there and met with Mr. Nicely down there,
Mhm.
me and the road board commissioner, Keith Bratcher. And like you said, this is a pretty big project. I know the wheels of government turns pretty slowly on something like this, but it is very much so welcomed out our way. Appreciate everything you've done.
Thanks, Mr. Corbett. We'll move on to the second part of our agenda, the highway report. I don't believe there's a highway report for this month. Thank you, Mr. Jernigan. Let's go ahead and move right on into the planning then, if Mr. DeMasi will come up front, please.
Sure. Hope you're all doing well tonight.
We are, thank you.
As far as my report goes tonight, it's pretty short. We don't have any rezoning hearings scheduled for this month, so there won't be no public hearings at the meeting. I did provide you with the lot inventory for the up through the month of February. Again, we are seeing more and more activity as time goes on, and our available lots on the second page there continues to drop. You know, right now we're at 1,039 as compared to 1,347 at this time last year. So the numbers keep going down. That's even down about 40 or 50 lots even from last month.
That's good
So,
news.
Yes, the inventory is slowly being absorbed, so
Right.
that's a good thing. Other than that, unless there's any other questions, we can just go ahead and go right into our budget.
Questions for Mr. DeMasi?
All right, thank you.
Oh, that's right. Hold that thought.
Yes, sir.
Can I get a motion, please, to accept the report? Motion from Commissioner Stevens, second. Commissioner Sereno. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All right, we'll go ahead and move on into budget discussion then, Mr. DeMasi, whenever you're ready.
Okay, thank you. Basically, the budget that we are presenting for you tonight, this has been through the Planning Commission for approval, and we've also met with Mayor Burgess and incorporated his recommendations into this. Basically, this represents a less than 1% increase over the spending we had last year. I won't go over all the different line items. The ones I have highlighted are the ones that have the most significant change. Our board and committee fees, this year we had budgeted $26,000. We are requesting a little bit more than that. It's more than likely, well, you'll be seeing a budget amendment for that line item here within the next couple of months. We've had pretty good attendance at our meetings for one, and we've only had a couple meetings where we missed because of no business, no plats, or no rezoning hearings or anything like that. So we've just had more people at the meetings and had to pay them. So we are anticipating that $30,000 should be probably enough to cover that. Going on, communications you'll see has actually gone down a little bit. We're going to eliminate 2 of our BlackBerries in the office. That'd be basically mine and Mr. Corbett's. Really for the reason that we don't use them all that much. We're very rarely somewhere where someone can't get a hold of us, even on our personal cell. So we felt that would be a good time to eliminate that. Our consultant line item, you'll see this year we had budgeted $29,700. This coming fiscal year, we don't anticipate any funds being in that line item, so you see a pretty significant drop there. Probably one of the bigger increases you'll see in this budget is for the maintenance agreements. Along with the budget amendment for the board and committee fees, we'll probably have to do one for our maintenance agreements on the equipment we have in our office, our copiers and our plotter. They just have gone up more than we had anticipated this year. So this coming fiscal year, we've kind of built in a little more cushion than we normally do to hopefully offset that. We ran the numbers based on what we're being charged right now. It'd be about $10,000 for the year for all the pieces of equipment that we have maintenance agreements on. So that extra $1,000 would just be a little bit of a cushion. We did request a small increase in postage and gasoline, just because due to the fact that we are seeing more activity, if we're seeing more zoning changes and whatnot, there's more mail outs, there's more signs to put out, and I know from Mr. Corbett's standpoint, I know there's more inspections going on, so gas would go up just a little bit. That last item on there, item 709, data processing equipment, that's for an AutoCAD license, and I'll let Mr. Corbett describe that.
We require as-built drawings on these subdivisions. In the past, we've been a little lax on having these people put it in. Our AutoCAD portion we got is 2,000. The current one is 2014, so we're like 14 licenses behind. Well, under our new stormwater ordinance, the state is going to require these as-bills, and the local engineering firms and stuff have the more updated AutoCAD, and ours is not compatible. So we're going to need that to utilize what they send in to us for us to do some drawing. Also, we are working with OIT. OIT is also interested in getting a license for this. We want to try to get some license we can share. It's cost a little more. We'll also need the civil 3D portion that you add to this. With that, you can design your culverts and figure out your drains. There's a lot of stuff that you can do, and most of the engineering firms use that same civil portion in their drawings. And so we're asking, now AutoCAD is a very expensive one license, and it runs over $14,000 when you include the civil section on this. But with that, I think up to 5 people can use it. You just can't use it at the same time. So we'll have to work on trade-off and stuff. But that's the reason that's in there. We need that to make sure we can utilize what we're asking people to send to us on these new drawings. There's also one more thing. There's also a maintenance fee of $780-something. With that maintenance, then they give you the new updates every time they come out, so you don't have to go back and rebuy them like we're having to do this time.
Any questions
So,
for?
Doug, increase about what, about maybe $5,400 from last year?
Roughly. Yeah, I think that's just about right. Like I said, it's a less
With
than
all
1% increase.
With all the, I guess, the extra stuff is put on y'all, it's justifiable, in my opinion. I would, no other question, make a motion to
Are there,
approve the report.
let me
Oh, excuse me.
That's okay. Any other questions before we take a vote on this for Mr. Corbett or Mr. Demasi? Okay, Commissioner Black, I think, has made a motion to approve the budget. Is there a proper second?
Second.
Commissioner Serrano, thank you. Just go ahead and call the roll. Michelle.
I can do it either way, but I'll be happy to.
We don't have to, yeah, okay. Yeah, we won't. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion passes. Budget passes to committee. Thank you.
I've got the stormwater budget we need to go through also.
You have one back.
Our stormwater budget is basically the same as last year, except I'm asking for a stormwater inspector. In the past, we've been able to utilize one of David Jones' people to do some stormwater inspection for us because of losing a slot last year in his workload. We were unable to do that. Right now, I've got my engineer attending state meetings and federal meetings and doing inspections and doing updates, and we need some help. And so we're asking for a stormwater inspector. We've discussed this with the mayor. He's advised at this point we can leave it in, but at the same time, when he gets back to the final numbers, we'll have to see how all that comes out. But the basic increase in the budget is the inspector, his salary, all of the benefits that are calculated based on what personnel gives us, and then we also are buying some equipment. There's a Yuma and docking station. This is a handheld computer they take out in the field to do some inspections with them. Right now we're sharing one also with OIT. They use it in the winter they're doing stuff with local cemeteries and docking those and stuff, and we use this in the summer for our summer hires. You'll see also in postal charges, last year we didn't have any. We put 1,000 this year. The reason being, in our new permit and our new regulations, as we have a notice of violations, we're going to have to start sending out registered letters requiring signature coming back, and so that's to accommodate those notice of violations and requirements that are coming in. The rest of the budget is basically the same as it was last year. There is an increase, but it's all tied into that stormwater inspector position and the new requirements. Yes,
Dale, that stormwater inspector, that's a pretty big job. I mean, now, with all the, the regulations state sends down now, you sure that salary is gonna be all right, as far as getting somebody that good?
Well, this is the salary that Sonia gave us. I sent her the job description. What we did is we took job descriptions from all the surrounding counties and put together a job description and sent it to Sonia, and she came back, and this is how it graded out. Now, I talked to her about this. I know that Wilson County just hired one, and they paid him quite a bit more than this, and some of the others. However, I mean, this is the salary she gave me, so that's what I'll have to advertise.
I understand. Well, now this inspector, he'd be all Smyrna, he'd be going everywhere. I mean, in
Be
the
all over,
county.
all over the county, out on the outside, not, Murfreesboro has their own inspector.
Right,
Smyrna has
Smyrna.
theirs in Laverne, but we do all, the surrounding.
Would he be able to give Mr. Nolan some assistance up there as far as the water run? I mean, would that help him as far as
You mean the
if
landfill?
he needed him?
Yeah, we help Mr. Nolan out when we can. We've done surveying out there, and we've done some of the other things as far as doing the water stuff. So our staff, Bob and Todd, as needed basis. Now, the inspector itself will not be on a full basis for Mr. Nolan, but should he request, we would try to help him out as much as we could.
Sure, sure. That's good.
So he's got a stormwater management. You're talking about needs some guidance thing. That's what this stormwater manager's for. He's just gonna be the system when you hire him.
Now, will he be, more or less, will this be somebody just out of college? I mean, or, you know, that's got this background in doing this, or would he be somebody experienced?
We're gonna, in today's market, I do know that people who are hiring these positions are getting 15, 20, 30 applicants. So today's market, we'll hope to get a lot of experience or as much as we can. So we're not requiring a college degree with this.
Right.
But, I mean, we'll just have to look at the applications.
Right.
The least experience they have, the more training we'll have to do.
Absolutely. Yeah, we want somebody, I hope we get somebody for this salary. Sounds like a big job.
Well, and even going back to what you said, Mr. Corbett, we're not even sure we're going to have the funding for this position anyways,
That's right.
as it is, and that's always my concern. That's been my concern for a while, but especially this year when we're concerned about revenue. We can't spend what we don't have, and I know everybody in here can, that's not an indictment on any budget that's coming before us, but I think both sides have a responsibility on what can we afford as opposed to what the needs and wants are.
But on the other side of that, Commissioner Turner, we don't say in compliance, I think the state can.
That's right.
Yeah, they lay down some pretty
Yeah.
stiff fines on that, so.
Yeah, the fines would hurt just as bad too, wouldn't they?
Absolutely. It's a give and
Yeah,
take.
Sure. That's right. Yeah, that's right. And that's why we're up here. It's a balance we have to strike
Absolutely.
to be fair to the departments and the taxpayers at the same time. Any other questions for Mr. Corbin on this? All right. Anyone
Motion.
have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Commissioner Black, proper motion is second. Commissioner Jernigan. All in favor? I'm going to vote no, just for the reason that I stated.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
with respect to these budgets and any of these budgets you're reviewing tonight, they are all subject to final recommendation from the mayor and when it goes to the budget committee. So right now, we'd like to see this happen, but I want you to understand that all of this may not happen because we may not just be able to do it. So
Sure.
reserving the right, the mayor hadn't got any recommendation in his column over there yet on these budgets, but just want you to understand it won't necessarily be the way that you're approving these.
Right.
We'll just have to see how that all develops in the full picture of everything that's before us.
It's a good reminder.
Gonna be a tight year.
That's right. Anything else for Mr. Corver or Mr. DeMasi before they leave? Thank you, gentlemen. Oh, I'm sorry, Commissioner Black, I'm sorry.
Is this all over, I mean, as far as this?
Our report.
Yeah, their
Right.
reports are done.
Has it been any extrication permits issued in the last year at, out towards Walter Hill, the landfill road, where the Republic is, as far as extrication, as far as dirt being moved, that you know of?
There have been a couple. The one most recent was application by Richard Reeves.
Yeah, I know about that one.
That's the one that really kind of sticks in my mind.
Is Republic, have they applied for one?
I don't recall seeing them.
They haven't.
No, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead, next up, David, with the building codes report and budget for his department.
Commissioners?
Good evening. Did everyone get, he had a handout, I just want to make
Yes.
sure all the commissioners got one, okay. You have one, Becky? Okay.
That handout is also on your, should be on your iPad also. February's activity report for building codes, we issued 177 building permits. Plan review fees taken in was $625. Permit fees, $55,523. Plumbing permits was $5,915, and gas permits brought in $520 for a total of $62,583. On the back, we have our totals. Totals for single family this year is 94. The first 2 months of last year,
72.
it was 72, so we're up 22 houses in the first 2 months. Our total permits issued 325, 269 last year, so we're up 56 total permits. I went back, I know this is year to year, but I went back and did just to see what it looked like from our last budget year, starting in July to 2011, 2012 to 2012, 2013. And we're up 117 single-family dwellings in this budget year that started last July. So this budget year, we've really increased on our revenues, which helps on our budget. Let me throw that in. And so about 117 houses, single family. That's quite a bit of a jump from where we've been. On your next report is the activity in property maintenance inspections. We performed 142 for February, 50 inspections in signs and BZA cases, 28 new cases for February, and 45 closed cases. We had 15 liens paid off in February, so that also indicates our properties that have been kind of stagnant, and we've performed the property maintenance on them. Hopefully they're moving into the market, and someone's taking care of those and purchasing those properties now also. So our lien collections have been great the last budget year also. Your next report is the development tax collections. $556,500 was collected by the Building Codes Department, $17,250 by the Planning Department, for a total of $573,750. Cumulative total $1,611,750. Breakdown of where those fees were collected. As you see, Murfreesboro City had $500,250 worth of development tax paid to Building Codes Department or the Planning Department. 124 apartments on Robert Rose Boulevard in the city, and 191 single family and duplex apartments off of Rutherford Boulevard. So those apartments are really helping us out, and they continue to grow in those city limits also with apartments. And that's my Building Codes Department report. Next would be my budget.
Let's go ahead and vote on the report real quick before we get into the budget. Any questions for David on the report? Proper motion.
David, you hadn't did this noise ordinances and other things. You ain't went over that yet, have you? Or is that?
Yeah, that's in part of the maintenance.
Well,
property maintenance.
reason why, and I know Grace seemed like I'm doing a lot. I'm sure you got that call from Mr. Candace Court about the garbage issue.
Yes, sir.
That's all I've got out there, but I apologize. But did y'all? I know y'all went and addressed it because I talked to Misty about it. Did y'all get her satisfied?
We did, and we've discussed it with her. I don't know if she would like to pursue that with you about the ordinance itself or whatever,
right.
But we have discussed it with the attorneys and made interpretations the best we can with the noise ordinance on public roads. Which
It's in a subdivision over there. I haven't. She's the only one. I don't know. The rest of them's been pretty. I hadn't heard nothing from nobody but just her. But she's seems like she's had a pretty hard time with this. Her and her garbage man don't get along too good.
Exactly. We've done everything we can and investigated it thoroughly.
Surely, I know that. I just didn't know whether.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard no more calls from her.
And I haven't either. So.
Right.
But I did
Appreciate
meet with
you.
her in the office and met with the attorneys.
Appreciate you. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
Had a proper motion from Commissioner Journey and a proper second. Commissioner Black, thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Report passes, thank you. We'll go ahead to your budget.
Okay, my budget report is not in your paperwork, but it is on the iPad. So if everybody could follow through with me on that. All of the top line items are salaries or benefits for employees, so those will get plugged in or are plugged in by the finance department. The 191 board and committee members is our appeals board. It stays the same. We start with our line items at 307. All of those stay the same, except we let me come all the way down. That most of these are the same as you get down to if you get down to our gasoline, we do have an increase in the gasoline, and that will be addressed tonight also in a budget transfer. And we do have office equipment. We're asking at 719 we are asking for a new copy machine. Our copy machine is 11 years old and has been giving us a lot of trouble. If we have the copy machine purchased at $5,400, it will go back up to line item 334, and that line item will be $1,700 less. So we're asking for $1,300 in that, where it was $3,000, and this will copy machine will pay for itself in maintenance fees in 3 years. So that line item is $1,700 less. Our travel line item is $1,000 less, but we brought that $1,000 down to in-service training, and so it's increased by $1,000. So the only new monies you're looking at in those line items was the copy machine and transferring that $1,000 from travel down to in-service training and increasing that line item. The next 718 shows us a motor vehicle. We have 4 vehicles that's over 100,000 miles. We've got 2 trucks that's giving us transmission problems, and so we were asking, we hadn't had a vehicle in about 6 years, so we are asking for a new vehicle in that line item 718, and we would like to have 2, but we talked to the mayor and got it down to 1. to make it for the rest of the next budget year. Hopefully, you know, all the rest of our vehicles will do good, but they are showing high mileage with our newest vehicle being about 6 years old.
What do you do with your vehicles when you end up disposing of?
A lot of times our department, it'll go to another department, probably. We've had in the past, you know, with our vehicles, we put about 80 miles a day on a vehicle. And so if a department could use a vehicle that's just driven, you know, a few days a week or so, they would still last a long time, you know, probably in other departments or something. So, of course, we have auctioned them off for salvage, you know, when they get so bad or damaged to a point of no return, but they could go to another department. But with our inspections being 6 to 8 inspections a day, if we have a vehicle down, it puts everything in a bind, and we don't have any extra vehicles right now other than my vehicle or the zoning official's vehicle, you know, can be used as a spare vehicle if we have one down at a certain period of time.
How many inspectors y'all got, Dave? 3?
We've got
2?
4 residential building inspectors.
Y'all got rid of one or so, I think, back last year back when or did you get rid of them?
See, we've lost 3 people since this crunch started.
Right, back.
Yeah, about 4 or 5
right.
years. We've lost three personnel.
But now things picking up.
Yeah, we're getting busy again.
Yeah.
And that's why we had to stop, you know, as Dale mentioned, doing the stormwater inspections.
Sure.
We just didn't have the manpower to
Cover everything.
stay on top of that as it was needed. Our building inspectors are certified stormwater phase 1,
Right.
classified 1, to do the residential and commercial sites.
Right.
But when you get into the creeks and runoffs and all that, it has to be
Yeah, right.
Dale and them.
Right, no, sure, but, yeah, I
But
mean,
but we're still certified in stormwater, and we still do regular, everyday stormwater inspections on job sites.
sure.
But I don't have the manpower to help him.
No, I didn't, I was just saying that the need was there, I mean,
Yeah.
with the way things is picking up now.
It is picking up a lot. Yeah. And I was glad to see it, but yeah, it puts
Yeah,
a
well,
crunch on us.
everybody
Yeah.
is, anything to offset a tax increase.
Yeah,
We don't
yeah.
want to put that, but
Right.
Thank you, Dave.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate you.
Oh, yeah. So really the only increase would be the copy machine and the truck. Everything else pretty well stays the same or transfers down even.
How much of an increase have you had in your revenue?
Our revenues have increased steadily. Matter of fact, last month when we met with the mayor, we had our figures in mind for the end of February, and they came in quite a bit more than we was expecting, even with 54 single family. I think it was
He's projected
54.
next year for $488,000.
And what was it last?
I don't have that with me, to be honest with you, but it's substantially increasing,
Yeah.
continuing to increase again.
So you think the increase that's requested then will pay for itself with the increased revenue?
He's probably getting more revenue
Well-
increase than we're asking for increase in the expenditure of budget. And again, we hope we can give him that additional vehicle. He needs one additional vehicle every year starting now. I mean, we've not done anything in 6 years for most of these departments. So, I mean, we hope we can do this. It's going to be a difficult assignment.
Well, it's not, you know, again, it's not a reflection on any department. You know, we hope we can do a lot of things, but the reality is, can we? I mean, I know the mayor knows that, you know that,
Sure,
David. So it's
sure.
not that any department deserves it more than any other. There's just challenges that we're going to have to face, whether we get the revenue that we need or not. But that's certainly a good report, and it's encouraging for the community. I know in Smyrna, they're out there by past Woodmont and off of Rock Springs. I think a developer just purchased a bunch of land that's going to put up 60 or 70 new homes. So that's, you know, it's certainly moving in the right direction. But I just, for me personally, I don't want to vote on hypotheticals and what ifs.
Yeah,
That's
true.
just me again. That's just me.
Yeah.
Any other questions for for Mr. Jones before we vote on the budget.
Now, how much is these vehicles? How much do they average? 18,000, is that what it said?
The state bid on, now this is a four-wheel drive vehicle because of our
Right, getting off the road.
entrances to our job sites and our track in and out, you know. The state bid on a Ford half-ton, four-wheel, 6-foot bed is $20,853. So we put in 21 covered tags and license, you know.
Is that loaded?
Sir?
Is that loaded air conditioner, stereo?
Well, hopefully it's.
I just couldn't.
Hopefully it's got air conditioning on it. I don't know. We might can cut it out.
Roll the windows down? No, I just couldn't. Appreciate that.
Okay. It'll be on state bid.
I know.
Is there a motion for the budget?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Proper motion from Mr. Black, sir, proper second. Commissioner Serrano, proper second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
And
No.
also, I have a budget transfer tonight.
Like I said, we're on. That's gonna make mine.
Thank you. Our budget last year, of course, we put in $12,000 knowing that it wouldn't be enough this year, but we did put it in there, and we do have a reserve that we can draw from miscellaneous gasoline account. So sure enough, with gasoline going up the last few months and everything, it looks like we're going to be short about $6,000 for the total budget year. This will put our total budget request for gasoline up to $18,000. Hopefully we won't use that much, but here again, we're going to ask for it to finish out this budget year, and that'll come out of $58,900, $6,000. Enter it into building codes 54,510, and that'll satisfy our gasoline needs for the year.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion from Mr. Stevens, proper second from Commissioner Jernigan. All in favor? Well, actually, we gotta do a roll, I'm sorry. Ms. Sheldon?
Commissioner Black,
Yes.
Commissioner Jernigan,
Yes.
Commissioner Sereno,
Yes.
Commissioner Stevens.
Yes.
Commissioner Turner.
Yes. All right. Thank you.
Thank
David,
you.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Appreciate it.
Just moving right along here, Mr. Nolan. It's your time.
Good evening, how are
Good
y'all?
evening. Well,
Thank you.
Start out with the landfill report. Landfill's still doing okay. You can see the revenue is about the same as it was last month. We're averaging about 40 to 45 vehicles a day on every business day coming through.
At the landfill,
Yes.
everything going all right up there?
It's, you know, with landfills, you always have little issues that pop up, but right now, we're still doing okay.
No violations?
No, sir.
No violations?
No, sir.
When was the last violation you had? Mr. Nolan?
January, I think.
January.
I believe it was. It really wasn't written as a violation. It was,
We have monthly reports, monthly
Here you
visits.
go, Mayor. You might need to look at that. But, Mecca, I know you do a great job on recycling. I'd say it's your expertise. But, I'm out there, you know, that's my district. I try to keep up with it pretty well. We've had recurring violations over the last 2 years. You do know that. Larry, you do too, I'm sure, don't
Yeah,
you?
they expect us routinely every
Absolutely.
month.
And then they also, just information for this body, I don't know whether y'all know, I'm not a landfill rookie, I'm a landfill pro, because my dad was a solid waste director there for about 30 years. And actually, I did work there a couple of years after I graduated, so I know I'm real familiar with this landfill demolition area now. But, you know, these inspectors, they come out and every month, more or less, and
They're unannounced inspections.
Sure.
But they are almost every month.
Absolutely, yeah. But they'll come out every month and they look, and there needs to be some corrections done. They'll let you know and give Mr. Nolan time to maybe correct it within the next month. But I don't feel comfortable right now with it. I seen where you had some help coming out there. Mr. Nolan won't hire a bulldozer operator or something. Is that is that for your department?
We're hiring a truck driver.
Truck driver, not a bulldozer operator.
Right.
Oh, because you got resources out there already, right?
Right.
Right.
Talking about the recent job posting?
Yeah.
That's for a truck driver.
They want a bulldozer.
No, they list them all as heavy equipment operators.
Oh, okay. Well, I messed up on that. But anyway, you got resources out there also, don't you?
That's right.
With the that contract, got you some help out there, more
Yes,
or less.
sir. Yes, sir.
They pretty good. They help you out.
Yes, sir.
They've been, do they help you address these issues as far as the violations?
Getting things repaired and things like that, yes, sir.
They do. I got some concerns. I got some. We are in front of the enforcement board right now. You know that, I'm sure. Mayor, you know that also, don't you, Mayor? The state has they got us in front of the enforcement board at TDEC.
TDEC, we've been down there, this goes back to 2010. We haven't been down there in recent months. It's been way over a year.
Right. But you are aware that they got us in front of the enforcement board right now, right? As far as the violations.
I'm not aware they've got us in front of the board. We have a continuing responsibility to continue to respond to remediation. I mean, that's ongoing.
Right.
It goes back. I mean, so we have things to do. We'll have things to do next month, next year. This won't ever cease.
So we're not rich. We haven't reached as far as being fined or nothing.
No, sir.
Don't think they are. Or
I know they haven't.
It's not an order.
It's not an order to be
just
fined.
yet. Are you sure about that?
Not to be fined, no, sir.
We have not been fined. They have not said they're going to fine us. We'll continue to have to deal with remediation on issues. And if we were not to comply or keep making improvements, yes, they could fine us. They could certainly, but I don't think that's imminent. It doesn't appear to be.
Hopefully, we don't need no fines right now. We don't need that, but I think they did an article, Sam Stockard or something this past week. They called me about. I know we talked about maybe. I think Mr. Nolan said something about maybe selling it or something, and then the mayor he wanted to. I don't want to put words in your mouth. You tell the rest of the body here as far as keeping it. If we keep it, it's a liability. It is. I mean, it is issues there, like Mr. Nolan said, and it's past issues, and it's something we got to keep on top of.
But it's always going to be a liability, no matter if there's issues or not.
Absolutely, but as we said, it's a good resource for the people. In contract, we get a lot of revenue off that thing, don't we? And I just I've heard the term used as far as giving it away, selling it. Is what Mr. Povich said he heard January the 8th there on that little small statement. Rumors is rumors. You know, I don't go with rumors. I like to go with facts. My grandmother told me one time, bless her heart, she said, don't be a problem causer, be a problem solver.
Right.
And that's what I'm trying to do right now. Trying to look out for this demolition area is something we don't even need to be discussing about giving away right now. We don't need to discuss selling it right now. It's the only alternative that this county has got. Now, granted, it's gonna cost us a lot of money to keep it up, but Mac, he'll tell you, Republic, they're taking garbage from everywhere. They're all over the state. That was something that happened a long time ago when that originally got started. I've done talked to the inspectors up there. Our landfill, our demolition area, landfill, it can be classified back up to the same thing as Republic is, right? It's gonna come a cost, but I think as a county, with us not having to keeping on garbage coming everywhere, from everywhere out there, when BFI or Republic, they change their name so much, they go out, I mean, they done reached their highest altitude. Now they can go out, they can go out further, but they've got limitations. They can just go so far. So I think the life expectancy is probably, what, 10, 15 years last, they say it, right?
Depends on who you ask. It's anywhere from
I don't know, we get different numbers on it, but anyway, after they go out, this has always been a dream of mine. That's one reason I run. I'd like to see our demolition, area, landfill, be resorted back to a Class 1 landfill and be kept just for the citizens of Rutherford County. I know it's going to be a cost involved. I know the mayor stressed that, and Mac also knows. But with the revenue that we're creating right now as far as the recycle at these different convenience centers, I think it'll offset a lot of the cost that's going to come with us taking this responsibility and taking care of our own garbage. And also, as it is right now, the demolition area, they take from building materials from Smyrna, Laverne. It don't cost them nothing. I mean, does it? I mean, a private individual. I mean, they can come from Smyrna. That's one of the tax incentives that they get for paying their taxes. But, I mean, me and Joe Frank, and we got folks in our district in Chateau, so don't let me forget you. But anyway, he they get a use out of it. There's private homeowners that likes to do remodeling themselves, because it gets pretty costly when you go out there trying to hire somebody, but some people has to. But that's one of the things they get for their tax. So I just would hate to see this go away. I mean, we got a chance now to make it right for the people of Rutherford County. And
you asking about digging up the garbage there to put it on the up-to-date liner system and all that?
Well, they could add whatever. Yeah, I mean, I think we can do it. I know BFI, I know Republic, that's their business. They got them all over the world. Yes, I know it's gonna have a cost. I know it's gonna be pretty, I mean, we need to be setting money back right now and saving, recycling. I know for a fact that you wanted to open a recycle place, right? You did. At Last Gases?
No, not at
You
Last
didn't want to do
Gases.
it at Last Gases?
No, there's not enough
Didn't
room
want to do it
there
at Last Gases?
There's not enough room.
Really? Well, anyway, did you want to do one up there at where we own the land right now?
Well, what I was looking at, long range, is the old Matthews property.
Sure.
That
Absolutely.
they're digging up and all that.
Right.
Once they're finished with that, possibility of putting recycle something there.
Right, but I know we talked about this fleet center. Y'all didn't want to do that up there on our acre, but anyway, that's beside the point. I don't even care enough about that's what's done is done on that deal, but I think that's a good idea. I agree. Hey, there's a lot of money in recycle, but I disagree on giving it to BFI. And I disagree on selling it to BFI.
Under your scenario, if I'm understanding you correctly, is we would basically do what they would probably do with it.
Absolutely.
We'd dig up the garbage, separate the garbage from the dirt, put in a liner, do the whole thing. So that one's old style. We'd have to do new style.
Absolutely.
And then be ready for our Rutherford
just
County
our
only.
garbage here.
I can agree with that one.
Well, do you think you could handle that responsibility? Do you think you could do that, Mac? I mean, do you think you could oversee something like that?
Sure.
You do? You've been up there, what, 5 years now, right?
A little less than 5.
Right.
First of all, let me say, we'd have to do some serious engineering of that old closed landfill.
Sure.
To determine if this is even feasible, because we don't really know what's in there.
Oh, absolutely. And you
So-
and you stressed mining it. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that we could get out of there.
Well,
no
maybe,
man.
I mean, I'm saying all of this is a possibility. Now, this is premature because this would take engineers and $100,000 to evaluate this just to see if it was possible. And and maybe we need to do that, but we're not ready to say whether we do or not.
Well, we're not ready to say whether we'll sell it or
Oh,
give it
no.
away, are we?
No, sir.
Okay.
Because we haven't
I
said,
sure hope.
we have said that we're not to that point at all. It is an asset. The land is an asset, and maybe we can use it either ourselves or use it to leverage a place for all of our citizens to continue to put their garbage for a longer period of time. So that's what we need to focus on.
Right. Well, that's right up my alley. I mean, it scares me when, I remember back when Mac and he's aware of this about MTSU over there when the agriculture MTSU bought that was the only other place in Rutherford County that we had for a landfill that was done core drilled. The good folks of Last Cassis, they don't know how many folks were sitting in the wings. There was the city of Murfreesboro was wanting to buy it. This is here off of Guy James Road. City of Murfreesboro was there. They wanted to buy it for an extra, for down the road like we're talking about now for them. But also, Republic was sitting in the wing. They wanted it also. They wanted I call a lock on Rutherford County. Last Cassis wasn't aware of these people in the wing, but there was, MTSU was willing to come, which we own the land, and they bought it. We dodged a bullet. We dodged a big bullet out there at Last Cassis. It would have devastated them, in my opinion, like it would have Walter Hill. And I'm thankful for that. But
I would want to thank Jack on the past commission, made sure that didn't happen.
right, well, that was good for them to think that far ahead. But it could have happened. It could have happened, and it was a lot of discussion.
Knowledgeable people on there.
Right.
Get with MTSU and see if they're interested. Sell it back into a farm, and that's what happened.
Right.
Like everybody in Rutherford County.
Oh, absolutely. But anyway, that's just saying, just thought I'd bring it up. But
Commissioner Black, if you don't mind, if we could go ahead and jump to the budget, would you be opposed to doing the budget, and we could pick that back up just to honor Mr. Nolan and the time?
The solid waste budget is actually 5 budgets. It's easier to go through all 5 of them together.
Yeah,
than it is separate.
Yeah, in the interest of time, I'm fine with that, unless
y'all
any
just
other
want to do the
commissioners
landfill
object to
budgets,
it.
and then we'll go back to do the others.
We haven't approved the reports yet.
Yeah, is there a motion to approve Mr. Nolan's landfill report?
Are we approving I still had another few questions about that, but I know I kind of drifted. I apologize
Yeah,
to,
no,
to the body. I'd like to.
That's all right. If you just stay on the top of the
Okay,
report, that's
I
fine,
apologize.
Commissioners.
Okay, Mr. Nolan, now you saying that you are pretty confident that you could be able to oversee these operations without any more violations? And I know there's going to be violations on down the road because nobody's perfect. But do you think that you can keep it from getting in our water? Do you think you'd be able to do that?
Yes, sir.
Do you think, I know there was a pump back a couple of years ago. I know it was going to cost a pretty significant amount of money to keep this from happening. Do you feel like you got it in your budget to go ahead and get this pump and get this took care of before we have this problem?
Mm-hmm.
You do? When are we going to start on this?
We've got an engineering group on board with us now that's looking into actually both landfills, the old closed one and the
Sure.
C&D site, for a leachate collection system. The only collection system out there currently is one well on one side of the landfill to where we pump the leachate up and then send it to
And then they sent it on over from Republic over there, and they
Yes.
treat it, right?
Right, and it winds up the city of Murfreesboro eventually in their wastewater treatment plant is where it actually winds up going.
Do you,
So the system that we're looking to get engineered and installed would collect what's not being collected and do the similar thing with it.
Now, you've had a consultant up there helping you a little bit, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, is he pretty knowledgeable?
Oh, yeah.
Would you feel confident to say that?
Yes, sir.
You do?
Mhm.
Really do? Okay.
And we've got actually two consulting firms. We've got another one on board with us that we're more comfortable with than the old one, but they're still both working with us.
Does Dale come out there and shoot your grades and stuff for you?
Uh-huh.
Does he?
Mhm.
You ought to already know that, Mac. I mean, you should already. Are you
To be able to
following
shoot
up?
grades?
I know you're certified. I know.
Mhm.
I know you're certified, but I know it don't take but 2 weeks to get certified to be a
Right.
landfill. You got to be pretty smart, and you are a pretty smart fella.
No,
I know.
what they're coming is using the GPS to shoot it instead of the old style transit.
Oh, okay, right. But I know, initially when you was first, Mayor brought you up there, I knew you was very knowledgeable. And heck, I did a little research on you. I didn't, because my dad, when he first come up there, he started out as a night watchman, worked his way up. And he had the initiative to become in my opinion, the best that's ever been there. But, and you do feel confident that you will be able to go ahead and keep what I was talking about. You do feel that confident?
Yes, sir.
Now, you was a school teacher, and then I know you're very smart. Good gracious, I know you're smart, and also you worked at BFI at one time, didn't you?
Mhm.
You was a truck driver.
Started out as a truck driver, wound up in management, stayed there till Allied bought it out and left there, went to Waste Management in Lewisburg.
Did you
and managed their facility over
Well,
there.
you already had experience in overrunning, seeing a landfill then, in
No,
your
I was on the-
criteria?
I was on the trucking side of it, not the landfill side of it.
Oh, just the trucking. Oh, okay. Well, all right. Well, that's all questions. I'd like to read this one statement.
Go ahead and read that, and we'll go ahead and vote on it and move to.
This is a statement on the county landfill. Back in 1990, there was a groundwater contamination at the upper East Fork, Stones River, in the form of leachate plumes. In 1995 and again in 1999, a groundwater assessment plan was developed to remedy the problem and assess the severity of the leachate pollution of the upper East Fork of the Stones River. As of today, March the 5th, 2013, an assessment has yet to be completed. The 1999 assessment report plan of action recommended actions has not been completed. I do know the following. Putting a cap on the landfill did provide some relief. Leachate is diverted through a deep ditch and pumped. Leachate is still polluting the upper East Fork of the Stones River. pump status. Has there been a fine imposed on our county? We need to address the mayor with this. Alan Spears, T-Deck inspector, inspected the site and as noted, leachate coming into the upper east fork of the Stones River. We have let our citizens down for too long. Please address this problem, these issues with the dates, a time frame for the plan of action. This is long overdue. Long time coming for our community. We need solutions. Mayor, you got this?
You gave me a copy of
All
it.
right, I know. That's all I got to say.
Thank you, Commissioner. Do we need to vote on the landfill report? Do we have a proper motion? Did we ever get a proper second?
I don't have a motion.
Okay, we have a motion to accept the landfill report.
I so move.
Commissioner Serrano, thank you. Proper second.
Second.
Commissioner Stevens, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All right, now I guess we're going to move on to the budget part now, Mac.
I'm gonna do the budget part, and I'll do the convenience center, and then all the.
Let's do the report. Yeah, let's do the report first and then do
Okay.
the.
On the convenience center side, of course, February is a short month. Trash has been a little bit slow, recycle is a little bit, been a little slow, but actually the recycle is a better percentage this month than we have been in tracking in other months.
Mike, is this all the convenience centers? I mean, that this coming from here? There's 14 of them?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, I'm sorry. Now, excuse me.
There's 14 centers, and then they, of course, each of them range in how busy they are.
Right.
But out of those 14 centers, the month of February, we hauled 807 total loads.
Missed it. How much revenue did we get off that?
Off the
Scrap metal and all of it, I guess.
all of it together. Hang on a second, I'll tell you. For the month of February, $22,218.
22,000. That was all 18 of them, wasn't it?
That's all convenience centers and all the recycled.
Metal and
Yeah.
raised plastic and
Yes.
everything we get.
Right.
Now, who do we sell that to? Do we get certain ones? Who do we sell it to?
It depends on which commodity it is. The metal products will either go to Clark Iron and Metal, Abrick, and
Abrick.
Leanna, Express in Laverne, and
Right.
Gray's in Laverne, depending on which one we're closest to. And who's open on those
They
days.
over in Leanna, Avery is on.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And
I'm
then plastic, we've got two locations, one in Laverne, one in Murfreesboro. Paper is usually Laverne. Glass goes out of the county, it goes to Rivergate.
School's doing better now on there.
They're doing a little better. The
I
schools
know
don't do
you's having.
glass.
I know you's having a hard time out of that, but
Well,
anyway.
the school recycling doesn't do glass though, but there's not hardly any glass in the school
No
anyway.
glass.
Any questions for Mr. Nolan on this report? We have a motion. If we don't have any questions, there a proper motion.
Make a motion approved.
Commissioner Jernigan, thank you. Proper second.
Second.
Commissioner Stevens, thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Let's move on to the budget.
Okay. What you're looking at is total fund 116, which is the solid waste department. The first budget is 55720, which is the sanitation and education information budget, excuse me. That also has our litter crews in it.
I don't believe I got a copy of that. Did you get
It
a?
should be on the.
It's Commissioner Black, they're on the iPads, if you want to.
Over 5-year capital plan there, Jack.
Fine. Okay, I got it. Front end loader.
Yeah.
All right, I'm on. I got you. I'm with you.
What I was looking at is the first budget. Is that what y'all are looking at?
Yeah, 55720.
Right.
I've lost. I'm lost. Excuse me.
That's all right.
I apologize. Give me 1 second. My technology on mine is slipping. Let's see. Worksheet. Is that it?
That's it.
Sanitation, laborers, and okay, I'm with you. I got you. I'm sorry. Apologize.
This budget is our education recycle coordinator, educator, our litter crew vans. In this budget, remember last month we did a $6,000 increase in the gasoline line item to get through this year. So I moved that into this next year's budget to increase the gasoline line item for that. We had asked for a new litter crew van. The mayor asked us not to do that. So we increased line 499 by $2,000 instead of buying a van. And other than that, this budget is pretty much the same.
How old is that old van?
6 or 7 years old. They were both bought at the same time. Actually, all three of them are right at the same age. We were looking at, I mean, they're not falling apart, but we were looking at replacing one, and then 3 or 4 years down the road, replace another, kind of get a rotation going. But they asked us to wait.
You ain't having much, spend much maintenance on it.
Well, we spent some maintenance. That $499 to $8,400 spent in 6 months. Most of that is spent on those vans.
I just wanna make sure we don't wanna get what we're spending a lot of money if we need one.
We've rotated around a little bit. That's kind of helped with that situation. We've got one van that runs Monday through Friday, one that runs Tuesday through Thursday, and then one that runs Saturday and Sunday. So that way we've got it set up to where we have a spare van available by making that rotation every day of the week.
Mac, on them part-time personnel, them's the ones at the convenience centers, right?
No, sir. This budget is the litter crew.
Oh,
Your-
are you gonna
your
be
labor-
going? Are you gonna be going to that next on that?
On the convenience center be next.
Okay, I'm getting my buggy against in front of my horses again. I apologize.
You want to do the whole fund as one, or you want to do each individual budget?
Yeah, we could do the whole fund as one unless there's.
I'd like to. I got some things.
Let's
I'd
just
like
take them sheet at a time so we won't have to come.
That's
back.
right. I want to see.
That'll work.
I want to see them individually.
Sure.
Is this all of this?
That
Yeah,
first
this is
page
it.
is just one, but that's the first budget.
Make a motion approved.
Commissioner Jernigan, thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Black, discussion?
Was your motion for the mayor's recommendation
Yeah. that's
without
what
the
I-
van?
Yeah.
Any discussion?
Is it? No, this is just on this one, right?
That's correct. This is only on the 55720. That's the
Right.
only, then we're gonna go
Thank
through the other ones individually, you bet.
Thank you, Commissioner.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No.
Okay, the next budget is 55732. That's the convenience center budget. That's all the convenience center operations, the trucks that haul the operations.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
I'm
The
sorry.
motor vehicle is not in the motion on that particular one.
I said approve the mayor's recommendation without the ban.
Yeah, okay.
That's what, yeah, and Commissioner
So I wanna
Jernigan
make
was
sure you-
making sure that's what he was voting on. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr.
Normal budget.
This next one is all the convenience center operation and all the trucking that goes along with it. Also the trucks that do the schools and the convenience center attendants and all those personnel.
814. Is that where we're at on the employees? Heck, I'm messed up again here.
I'm not sure what you're looking at, Jack.
That right there.
I'm not sure if we have.
Okay, what you're looking at is all the convenience center part-time people.
That's not. Yeah, we ain't got to that yet.
I don't.
Yeah, that's in this budget.
I'm not sure. if
Mr.
we
Nolan,
have-
I'm not sure we actually have a copy of that, unless I'm missing.
Yeah, it's on there.
Oh, the one that Mr. Nolan's going over right now?
This is the budget. What Jack is looking at is just one line item of the budget.
Right, I mean, I think that budget paper that you have right there in front of you, I don't know if the commissioners have that in
I
front of them.
haven't. That's what I was looking
It's
at.
on mine.
The
You
budget
got
we
it?
have is
Let's see
on one
what you
page.
read, Nick. Put it back on there, Commissioner.
I'm not sure the other
Let me go back and
pieces
find
are loaded on the iPad.
I don't see it.
I don't think we've got that, Mac.
Mr. Nolan, I don't think they've got anything past that first budget
I'm
loaded.
talking about what we had, that sheet, that one sheet we approved right there.
Yes, sir,
Right.
we have that, but the one that Mac's going over now, we don't have on the iPad.
I thought I didn't have to see that.
And that's,
The one that's got all the employees.
no, sir, that's not what we're on right now. We're on a separate one, but we all have that one, but we don't have the budget that
What are
Mr.
you on,
Nolan's
Mac?
going over right now.
What you're looking at is this. That's just the convenience center part-time
I say,
people.
what are you on?
This one is would be the next budget in line. It should be on there. I didn't bring copies. I thought y'all would have all of them.
It's
Is
actually
it on
not
there,
on there.
Robert?
Yeah, no, we don't have them. It's not on the,
Does this got to? Can we put this off to the next meeting, maybe?
well, I'm not gonna vote on something I can't see. I know
I
that.
agree.
Not that anybody here would, but is there a way we could move that to next month? where we could look at it? I'm sorry, Mac, we don't.
That's fine with me. I don't know what the budget
They
process
just
is.
didn't download nothing but the first page is on that iPad.
That's correct, and then,
You got everything but the one page, ain't you?
no, so we
One
went
page.
backwards, we have
It's
one
5 or
page,
6
but we don't
more
have
pages.
five, the other five, so if there's a way that we can do that next month, I'd much rather do that, Mac, if we can do that.
Okay with
You
me.
need a motion? You need a motion?
Yeah, we can have a motion, just to, Ms. Shelton can get it in the notes.
I'll make
I'd
that
like to ask
motion.
a question first. before you
Go
go.
ahead.
Is that gonna do anything about moving forward on the budget committee?
We got time.
Behind or anything?
I mean, I think we've got time. This is just March, that'll be April.
I just wanna make sure by
Right,
being on
sure.
the budget
We
thing
won't be
too,
able to
'cause I
take this to
know-
budget
I know
until we
when
get through.
We get in there, I don't wanna get too, we already stacked up bad, so.
Right, I
But we
think,
don't have copies. I have one copy, he has one copy. We don't have 5 copies with us. I can go get 5 copies, and if you want to give us, Becky and I, if you want to take a 5-minute break, we'll be right back with the copies.
committee, does that work?
I'd rather do it myself, but I know how it's gonna be stacked up.
Oh, I know you gotta go. After.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and take a 5-minute recess to get these copies, and we'll be back in 5 minutes.
Okay.
seconds.
That's
Yeah.
weekly
So were
lane,
they
11,
showing it?
that's double.
Okay.
Yeah, they were showing. Hey, Commissioner Black, we're gonna go ahead and go live for about
Excuse me,
15
I'm
seconds.
sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Ms. Shelton, can you
information.
count us back down again?
Appreciate it.
All right, thank you again. Committee is back in order now, and thank you for Ms. Shelton and Mayor Burgess printing these off for us. Mac, if you want to go ahead, we're on.
Yeah, the
is it,
the second page of that, the big, says at the top, convenience centers.
55732, I think the
Yes,
account
sir.
number, the first page. Just
Yes.
make sure everybody's on the same page. Did you get one, Commissioner Black?
I don't believe.
I think they laid one. I thought they laid an additional one down there. Or you'll have one here in about 10 seconds, Commissioner Black. Mr. Shelton has one.
I don't know where it is now.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, there it is.
Okay. There it is.
There we go, all right.
I ain't done nothing but call the budget. I
Who you get on
apologize.
convenience?
I apologize. I apologize again.
Convenience center budget be the next one.
Go ahead, Mac. Thank you for your patience with us.
Sorry, Mike. I
Okay.
apologize.
The top lines all the way down to 212 is all salaries and benefits. And then after you get past 212 is when you get into the other normal line items. Line 307 is just a small increase. You go down to 338, there's a little bit of an increase there. That's the maintenance on the vehicles, paying for parts and services on the trucks. 353 towing service, we had to do a budget increase last month for wrecker service, so that's the reason that one's up just a little bit. 412 is diesel fuel. As you can see, we added a little bit to that. We're pretty close. We may make it this budget year. We're going to, hopefully we can. We increased that line item just a little. 418 is equipment, machinery parts. That one's got a small increase. Gasoline is 425. That one's got an increase in it. 450 tires and tubes is a little bit of an increase. Uniforms is a little bit of an increase. 708, what we were looking at is doing a tracking system and a monitoring system and a reporting system. The mayor asked us not to do that. So that one has been taken back to last year's number at $1,000. And then 718 was requesting 2 new garbage trucks, 1 roll-off and 1 front loader. The mayor asked us to do only 1. So the 1 truck is $250,000. And that's the convenience center budget.
Questions on the 55732 convenience center budget for Mr. Nolan?
Okay, gas, nobody can help because of what the gas done.
No.
I mean, that's something just.
Right.
We spend right at $20,000 a month in diesel fuel.
Right. But this, it does got the laborers on,
Yes,
on the convenience. Mac, how much do they make an hour?
$8.75 right now, and in that is a 25-cent per hour increase. We put them up, if you just started, it'd be to $9.
You have a sheet in there that has all of their
That sheet you were looking at.
But they don't get no benefits, do they?
No, they're just part-time.
They just, good gracious.
Now, just Mr. Mayor, I don't know if you can answer this, or Mr. Nolan. Now, with the Obamacare Act coming through for part-time employees, is that going to affect these part-time employees as having to be covered under benefits?
They don't work enough hours to meet that.
Okay. What is it, 30? Is that
30
the minute?
hours
How many
average.
they work?
They average, most of them work every other week, so they
Okay.
average 20 hours a week.
Okay, yeah, because I know that would be, that's just another huge cost that would walk us right upside the head. Thank you.
I mean, do we get a large turnover on these? I mean,
Not a real big turnover. We hired 7 or 8, 5 or 6 months ago. Age had gotten to a lot of the gentlemen
I
that
know.
work for us. And
they just do it supplemental income, though.
right, and we had to, some of them just, they said they was ready to stay home.
We ain't had fire none lately, have we?
Not lately,
And how long's it been? Have we fired any last year?
about 6 or 8 months ago, one.
Mr. Piper, when that ran, he done something terrible, I heard.
Let's don't talk about individuals, please.
Excuse?
It would be disrespectful to talk about an individual and what they may or may not have done.
Well, I mean, if he was employed by the county, Mayor, good gracious.
We don't want to publicly talk about anyone.
Why? What is it?
Well,
Excuse
just
me.
my opinion.
I apologize.
That's all right.
You.
There any other questions for Mr. Nolan on the convenience center budget? If not, is there a motion for the convenience center budget?
So moved.
Mr. Black, thank you. Mr. Journey with the second. All in favor say, I'm sorry.
Question.
Discussion, Commissioner Stevens, go ahead.
When you add all these together, like how much do they all add up to, and how much revenue is the solid waste department collecting? Are we spending our fund balance?
We're budgeted to go into fund balance. Luckily, the last couple of years we have not.
We've not gone into fund balance the last 4 years. Even though the budget will reflect going into fund balance, we've been able to manage the expenses basically without going into fund balance.
So how much are we gonna go in this year?
I didn't do the revenue side of it
We,
yet.
we haven't netted that because my changes have reduced his numbers, et cetera. This particular convenience center budget, the net effect of that after you remove that other piece of equipment, et cetera, is that budget, that total budget is up about $300,000.
Well, that's mainly because of that truck.
Yeah, that truck, 250,000, plus a few other miscellaneous things.
So you think that's about how much we'd be planning to go into fund balance?
Probably more when you add all these together, but, think you just got through 2 of them, we've got
How
3
much do
more.
we add in that fund balance?
I think it's $3 million plus or minus, is that right, Mr. Nolan?
Little over
Something like
$3 million.
that. No property tax revenue goes into this budget.
Right.
This budget is funded from Middle Point host fees, some sales tax dollars out in the county. If you buy something in the city, you wouldn't get anything. The money was generated from landfill tipping fees, and the money would be generated from recycle fees. And grant money. We get some grant money.
What we get this year from Waste Management? About $1 million, close
A
to
little less than their volumes now.
I know them good folks over there, but I wish we had somebody over there watching daily to see. That number's probably accurate, but I don't know. Well, anyway, that's here to that.
Any other questions in this discussion period? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No.
Change me to a no, too. Put me a no down there.
I don't think you can change a vote once it's been cast.
Yeah, I don't think you can. Commissioner Black, I don't think once a vote's been cast like that, we can change the vote. It could be noted in the notes, I guess, but we can't change the official vote.
Okay.
Mr. Nolan?
Okay, the next one is other waste collection, 55739. That's our recycle effort, the Haley Road project. That one is basically the same budget all the way through. The only exception is 307. We didn't have telephone service down there. We had to add phone service.
This was actually a decrease, correct?
Right.
Just from the public that can't see this, so the
decrease
county knows.
decreases in insurance is what it is.
Any questions on this? A motion to approve the budget?
Move to approve.
Thank you, Mr. Jernigan. Second, Mr. Commissioner Serrano. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
For sure.
That's a
Got
yes.
the budget. That's a yes. Got the budget.
Unanimous.
Finally, to the landfill, Mr.
Next one,
Nolan.
landfill operation and maintenance budget, 55754. It's pretty much the same across the board. There's a decrease in disposal fees. The disposal fees, the grant money from the state tire grant, that money actually went down. a decrease.
This,
in
that's
that
what
budget.
this is about 30,000 in decrease from
And it's all
last year.
in, it's all in the entire grant line item. Or most of it.
Any questions for Mr. Nolan on this? If Commissioners had a chance to look at it.
This is a landfill operation?
Yes, sir.
maintenance,
55754.
Yes, sir. Now, that's,
54, okay.
Yes,
excuse
sir.
me. 55754.
Correct.
Okay,
The last two pages, Commissioner Black.
I got you. Oh,
No, we've got one more. That's 7.
we got another budget.
I did, I'm sorry.
The 7-0 is,
I got fat fingered a little bit, grabbed that last page. Let's go ahead and vote on this, or a motion to approve the 55754 budget.
Motion to approve.
Commissioner Stevens, thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Serrano, thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
No.
Commissioner Black, thank you. Mr. Nolan?
The next budget is the post-closure care cost 55770, and that was the exact same as this year's budget.
Any questions for post-closure costs? Nothing's changed from last year, but the committee still might have some questions. I hear a motion to approve the budget for 55770.
So moved.
Commissioner Serrano, thank you. Is there a proper second?
Second.
Commissioner Jernigan, thank you. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
no.
Commissioner Black?
And your next page is, you do all the rest, you do that. Okay.
No, we-
Okay.
That's all the budget. That's all the budget. I think you had, is there one other thing you had? I missed? You're good.
I think that's it.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Any new business or anything for the committee? I want to say publicly, we're praying for Commissioner Phillips, and I know she's at home with some medical issues, but make sure she knows that we're praying for her. So if that's no new business, then we stand adjourned. Thank you, committee.